The practice started with me as a single GP 8 years ago, and one nurse, and my wife as the receptionist. And we've grown now to 8 doctors, 3 nurses and 6 receptionists. What I love about being a rural GP is that there's an opportunity to practice almost everything. You can do some procedural work, be involved in antenatal and postnatal work, you can do minor surgery. And I think it's very important to be a GP who is also part of the community. And so you know what the needs of the community are if you're immersed in it.
The FARGP via RPL, recognition of prior learning, is for people who are already working in rural general practice. And it involves giving us evidence that you have acquired extra skills and you're utilizing them. We also need to see evidence of emergency medicine, and then you've got to do a 6-month project as well that shows us what you have done for your community, what you have learned and how you have reflected. All FARGP involves a part of reflective learning. So we want to see a learning plan and reflection on where you are and where you're going.
I chose to do the FARGP because I would like to look at things more in depth in rural general practice. That included increased emergency work and undertaking special skills, advanced skills. And for me, it was in emergency medicine. We have a lot of cases of people that walk in with their chest pain that they've had for 3 days. So we do a lot of emergency work here, which is very rewarding.
The FARGP is about your community. It's about how you fit into your community. It's about assessing your community's needs. Rural GP is actually less about you and more about your community. And that is a pretty exciting bit of the FARGP.
My long-term healthcare goals in this community, particularly looking at modifiable risk factors for disease. And in this area, it's very high in cardiovascular disease, renal disease and diabetes. I've worked with the local mayor on doing some health videos. Also, we have been out to the local primary school to talk about health issues and healthy diet, healthy living. We've donated lots of models and skeletons to the local schools. Also been involved in the local yacht club.
Community better appreciates the GP with the FARGP. We know the evidence is very good that FARGPs will stay in their community. There's that additional confidence in being able to stay and look after your community for a long time. In other areas, the rural GP with the FARGP will actually get paid at a higher rate, and that's also an advantage.
Doing the FARGP is fairly demanding. I think most weekends I was doing emergency work, but it's rewarding. It's work that I enjoyed, and it was for a set time period, and it brought skills to my job in rural general practice. For an experienced rural GP who's thinking of doing the FARGP, I would really encourage them to do it because it makes you focus on what you're doing as a rural GP as opposed to an urban GP. And it also makes you reflect on the extra skills that you would need.